Hi guys, thank you for stopping in. We are actually going to do a DIY build video of the IKEA Milsbo tall. So it's a cabinet that basically people are turning into a greenhouse. Just one thing to note, we actually went to IKEA, we're in Jersey, so we went to the one in Elizabeth, and when we went over there, the actual glass cabinet, once you get there and you try to get the aisle number and the actual number of where it's actually found, it says that it's not available or it's not in stock. Just make sure to check online before you go to IKEA. When I checked, there were 12 available. I know they're sold out in quite a lot of IKEAs, but just check online, and then if you still see the tag in the store, just make sure you find a representative and ask them, because they were actually able to locate quite a bit of them. What you have to do is you have to speak to one of the personnel, and then they will reserve the cabinet for you. It's not something that you can pick up on one of the aisles when you get down to the first floor. So just keep that in mind before you go. So what we actually picked up was the Milsbo tall glass cabinet, and in anticipation, I've seen several builds already on IKEA cabinets on Facebook. There's a group for it, and then also on Instagram. So I've seen a couple of these. We've been doing research for it. So we picked up a couple of clips that go back onto these pegboards. And these pegboards are actually pretty cool. It seems to be plastic, or at least that's, so we got the white pegboards. We got 2 of them for the 2 sections, and then we picked up a couple of these glass drawers. I don't know if you can see them, but they're basically clear cups that have like a little frame where you could slide it in and out. So it's great for small cuttings that you could just literally slide out, and you could just put your cuttings in there to grow them. We've got some Leica balls. We can always use more Leica balls, and I know that IKEA Leica is really good. So here are the clips that we may potentially use to hang a few things. And then I just got a couple of these hangers. They're basically 2 hangers, so I figured that if I put them vertically, I could probably put a planter or something in the center of it, something that's not too heavy. And I just got 2 bungee cord things that basically you could just get a S hook and you could hook something up to it. I'm not too sure, but I figured while I was down there, might as well just get it. So that's it. That's all we got so far. I didn't get more of these guys. I was hoping, I've seen in some videos that they have larger ones of these. Unfortunately, IKEA didn't have them, or I didn't see them at least. So not that we need quite a lot of stuff to start off, but that was that was it from IKEA. And then one thing to note, we do have to do cable management, so you will need at least a 1-inch bit to create a hole, and that will be right here. Sorry guys, I have a lot of tools. So I have this 1-inch bit that can work on metal, or sheet metal. So you'll definitely need one of these if you want to do cable management from underneath or on top. Mostly people do it from underneath, so definitely get this. And I've heard that people have constructed the entire cabinet and then they try to create a hole. Don't do that. So we're going to try to follow the right steps. So if you could just follow along with us, and then we'll go through it step by step. These are for the legs. No washers?
No washers.
This is just basically to level. You screw them out just like any other cabinet or any other thing that you would build that has legs, adjustable legs. You just unscrew and you screw in. So for now, we're gonna screw them all the way in because we're putting them on what we think is level ground. And we can adjust afterwards. Okay guys, here's an update. Our bit broke. So I went to Home Depot, no, actually Lowe's, and I bought 2 of them just in case if one of them breaks again. So we're gonna give it a shot with this one on the Facebook group for IKEA glass cabinet. They said to use this one, so I'm going to give this one a shot now. All right, guys, we finally built the Milsbo cabinet. We had some issues building it. First issue was we didn't check to see if the legs were correct. So the front legs have an extra large hole in the center. We actually had one in the front, one in the back, so then we had to just undo it, flip the legs. So be sure to check on that when you're building it. Just, you know, obviously follow your directions. I had my lovely wife as my assistant who gave me great directions. The other thing is when you're placing wherever you're placing the hole, just make sure that, you know, there's 2 plates. There's a bottom plate that attaches to the legs, and then this plate sits on top of it. Just make sure that you don't start making holes in your 2 plates without actually checking to see where they align or how they sit together first, because you could be making a hole in, you know, the first plate and then making a hole in the second, and they won't align properly. So make sure you double check before you make any holes on either one of the plates down over here. Next thing is, obviously, as you saw, if you could give me the pegboard. I purchased this pegboard from IKEA as well. It turns out that I didn't do enough research, unfortunately, because I could have swore I saw the pegboards face this way in most cabinets that I saw online, but unfortunately this pegboard should be like this, and that's why our jars from IKEA did not fit in. I actually actually did try to bend one of the clips in the back to see if they'll sit in, but unfortunately it won't without us damaging the actual pegboard. So we are going to replace these, get smaller pegboards which will actually fit in properly. We'll remove, I'm thinking 2 of these shelves, we'll remove them and we'll put the pegboard up top or potentially on the bottom depending on however we situate our plants once we get them in. But that's one thing to know, double check to make sure that you're getting the right pegboard and the right size for, like this would have fit the Milsbo wide. Unfortunately, I didn't get that one. So yeah, double check. And then we have a part 2 video coming up. The part 2 video will be of us putting up the correct pegboards, putting in the humidifier. We are also looking at getting a couple of grow lights, so we'll get those in. And then we'll do, hopefully in about a week, we'll get our plants that we had ordered from overseas that we had talked about in our last video. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, is there anything else that you want to add?
Let's start. Well, thanks for joining us in building our cabinet. Stay tuned for next week when we add all the lights, the humidifier, and the plants. And if you like today's video, please like, please comment, and please subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comment section. And any questions, any feedback, any plans that you want us to go over or have questions about. I know a lot of my friends have been asking of how do I take care of a certain plant, or how do I prevent the plant from dying, or can I move it to a different location? So any questions like that, feel free to leave it in the comment section and we will definitely get back to you guys. Anything else?
Nope, that was it. Thank you.
Thank you, bye.